Chair Hyland, we're ready when you are.
All righty. Okay. Thanks for your patience while I finished a board meeting. Okay, at this time, I will call the Parks and Community Events Commission meeting to order. Gosh, that's fun. May we have roll call, please?
Commissioner Herrera,
Present.
Commissioner Jimenez,
Present.
Commissioner Martinez,
I'm present.
Vice Chair Bayshu,
Present.
Chair Hyland.
Present. Okay. Do we have, public comment is the opportunity for members of the public to comment on any item not appearing on the agenda. Please state your name and residence for the record, and each speaker will have 3 minutes max to speak. Are there any members of the public that wish to speak?
Chair, I did not receive any requests to speak, and we do not have any attendees in the meeting.
Thank you. On to agenda finalization. Are there any items on the agenda that need to be pulled or continued to a future meeting?
Yes, Chair. We are not able to get an update from Ryan Hunt, so we'll go ahead and table that to the next meeting if that's okay.
Yes, thank you. Okay. Moving on to the approval of minutes. We are approving the minutes from February 6, 2024. Is there anyone that wants to speak on this item?
Chair, I did not receive any requests to speak, and we do not have any attendees in the meeting.
Thank you. Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes? May I have a motion and a second to approve February's minutes?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Please vote. Vice Chair Bayshu, if you can select mover. Chair Hyland. Motion by Vice Chair Bayshu, second by Chair Hyland. Motion carries all ayes.
Thank you. Moving on to the agenda. Staff, may we have the staff report, please?
Yes, Chair. Dream Homes Park is underway. It's being constructed. So our project manager, Andres Perez, is going to give you an update of real-time stuff that's happening at the park right now.
So exciting. Welcome back, Andres.
Yes, thank you. Good evening, Chair, Commissioners. Pleasure to be here today and provide an update for the highly anticipated Dream Homes Park. Let's start. All right, so as you all are aware, and as a reminder for our audience, the Dream Homes Park is located in the Dream Homes neighborhood, adjacent to San Diego Drive, between Mia Place and Chia Place, and adjacent to the Whitewater River Channel. Now, in these next couple of slides, I'll go over some of the ongoing construction activities and provide you an inside look as to what's going on as of today. All right, so some of the ongoing construction activities here, you have an example of some over-excavation. Here we have the contractor essentially preparing the site, disturbing the material and compacting it for the foundations of the following buildings or structures, such as the restroom, storage facility, shade structures, and playground equipment. And you can see here the images of the heavy machinery performing some of the work. Also, simultaneously, we also have the rough grading of the project. Here you'll see an image of the 2 scrapers, or motor scrapers. One's with a conveyor belt, which is also disturbing the image on your left-hand side of your screen is disturbing the soil, picking it up with the conveyor belt and placing it onto a pile. The next image next to it is also a scraper with a blade. It's coming right behind it and grading that material and putting it at the elevation or placing it at the elevation that we desire. Also this week, construction surveying and staking is taking place. The contractor has surveyors out there providing stakes or locations for the future water line, sewer, parking lot, curb and gutter, for instance, for the parking lots off of Mia and Chia, and also the foundation or location for the restroom storage facility. And the next couple slides, I will go over some of the locations of some of the completed work and try to give you an vision of what's going to be placed there. So for example, here we have the Central Plaza roadway. This area has now been, this area is being prepared, and here on the image to your left, you have a sort of look at what is on the plan, and the image to the right, or the picture to the right, is what's happening in place. So contractor is preparing this area. In the future, this will be a concrete paved area with sidewalk and additional parking. Moving on, the building pad and location for the restroom facility has also been prepared. This has been staked by the surveyor, and here's the future location for that. For the image on your right-hand side of the restroom storage facility. Also, with the excavation process, the contractor has taken the excess soil material, pushed it off and placed it and rough graded it to the specs for the future CV-Link community connector. Here you see images of what it looks like, and it's connecting to the CV-Link. And one image here, you're looking up towards the CV connector, and the image on the bottom is if you're at the top of the community connector, looking down towards the park. So construction is still ongoing. These operations grading operations will still continue, followed by some site compaction and material testing. The perimeter wall is also ongoing, and the water service. There's been some coordination with DWA, Desert Water Agency, for them to provide the water service for the park. Also, parking lot. We will be prepared to place the concrete curb and gutter for those parking lots off of Mia and Chia Place. So that's a quick update for the park. Any questions?
No, just congratulations, because I've been out there a couple of times, and the progress, the pace of progress is just amazing. And actually, you too, but and also on Cathedral Canyon, I'm surprised right now to see all the trees gone.
Andres is doing all the work.
He's
That's really a lot.
It's a fun headache, but it's good to have.
I have a question. And since they are starting to do the grading for the park, they close the access to the CV-Link. So most of the residents, they walk to the CV-Link every morning. Now they don't have no way. So they're asking to see if there is any way for the construction to make an opening or whatever, because they have to walk to either Ramon Road or Vista Chino, or drive to Ramon Road or Vista Chino to use the CV-Link. So I don't know what you guys gonna do with that, because residents, they're really angry about it.
And I can understand the frustration, but this is a construction project. There's lots of heavy machinery moving in and out the area. We only can have authorized personnel access the site, and it's just too hazardous to create an opening for the CV-Link.
Let's see. Right now, I know with that heavy equipment, there's no possibility for pedestrians. But as soon as there's the ability that they're working in different areas, maybe they can create a temporary path to go through there. But right now, that's what we'd call a minor inconvenience to get to the goal, because they'll have actually two really good access points to CV-Link after this is done.
But they usually have an access to CV-Link right by the end of our Cathedral City property, by the fence. Belong to, I'm not sure if that belongs to Riverside County. So they make an opening there. 2 days ago, somebody from construction, they went over and closed it again. That's not even on Cathedral City property. That's on Palm Springs property. So there was no reason why do they close that area.
Is there anything we can do with signage showing like, hey, construction has this area closed until April 1st or whatever the timeline is?
The contractor has placed, signage saying CV-Link access closed. So I have seen that signage around the perimeter, the fencing perimeter of the other project site.
But it's just unsafe.
So we've heard the commission, and we'll take this under advisement and take a look at that, and then come back to you at the next meeting with the next update on what we can or can't do with that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all we can do right now at this point here.
Any other comments from the commission?
This item is for information and discussion only. There is no formal action necessary.
And Chair, I'll just ask for public comments now that we do have one attendee.
Okay.
Sir, would you like to make a public comment on this item? Okay. And we're good to move on.
Thank you. Okay. We are moving on to agenda item number 2. We skipped, so 3 was Dream Home progress update and staff reports.
Update on potential Cathedral City hiking trails, Chair?
Sorry, hold on.
And this is your chair and Commissioner Martinez, you're spearheading the subcommittee.
Yes.
Thank you very much for the staff report, Commissioner Martinez. It really helps staff. And I put this up here because you had some good graphics. And that's not the one with the graphics. The other one? Okay. There we go. So here's your attachment. So as you go through it, I'll help you by putting this on there. That helps our people that are watching on TV know exactly what you're talking about.
Thank you.
So, Chair, it's all yours.
Would you like to cover that?
No, go ahead.
This is your baby.
Our baby.
It's going to be a cute one.
All right. Well, the wheels of government move slowly, but they are moving. And we're actually, Chairman Highland and myself are making noise with the Conservation Commission for the Valley. So they are paying attention. We're looking at currently at 2 possibilities, which seem to be the easiest to. Member Lamb has looked up the property owner, and the land apparently was sold by a nonprofit. So we quite don't know the value of the land, but she's doing some more research into it. It was to see if the owner might eventually give us an easement. That piece of land is in a green space area, so the way it's built, there's no development possibly going on. The land right next to it, to the west, is Oswith Trust, and also the commission said they'd be willing to do the environmental impact study for us. So if we could get an easement, then the cost to Cathedral City would be minimal. The other option, which I do have, which we did mention, has to do with a parcel that's on Bankside that goes up the wash on the west side of the cove and comes up to another piece of property that would give us access to the 50-plus acres Cathedral City owns behind the Chevrolet dealer.
Is this the one?
This is the one they've already done the environmental impact study for, which we spoke to Karpiak, the chair for the Conservation Commission, and he feels that this probably isn't going to go anywhere for a while because the owner's going to insist on a high price, and the Conservation Commission will not support that price. But eventually, if there is no interest in that property, then maybe he'll drop the price and they might be willing to go in and buy it. We have some urgency because Mr. Karpiak is a resident of Cathedral City, but he is retiring soon, so we'd like to get something going before he retires. So these are the 2 options. As I said, Mayor Lamb is looking into the first one, trying to see how we could get access, or Council Member Lamb, how we could get access to that piece of property and then possibly come up with an idea of how to tie it in with the Palm Hills hiking area. Any questions? So Chairwoman Highland and myself do attend the meetings. They're held once every 2 months, and we have one coming up next month. So we'll be discussing it more. And I spoke to Councilwoman Lamb, And we said we'd hold off because I said maybe we should approach Oswith Land Trust and see if they'd be willing to purchase something and help us out. But she wants to hold off on that until we find out more about the parcels.
Any discussion?
Any commissioners, any comments?
I was just curious, the area to where it opens up to, is there like an approximate, is there like a pre-trail that's kind of existing back there?
Parking lot.
It's, wait, you mean the parcel?
Yeah, well, I saw there was kind of like, I know, I saw some photos of some trails, and so I was wondering if would this give us access to those
This
trails?
would give us access to Palm Hills, which is SWAT land. They're developing, they're calling it Palm Hills, and it's quite extensive. They've gone in and done a lot of work, renovation, and that's one of their star attractions for Palm Springs as well as the trust. The other thing is that the Conservation Commission is putting out brochures for different areas of the valley. They developed 6 brochures, and that's why we'd like to get something going so we could be in those brochures also and get the promotion for the city. But it does open up into that area. On the current piece of land right now, there is a social trail. It would have to be worked a bit to make it friendlier. And the business right next to it is a cannabis business. Sean said that's actually private parking right there, but it seems to be underused. Maybe in the future we could come to agreement with the shopping center owner, but there's also parking on the street down the block that's not used. It's let's say light industrial back there. Well, it's all cannabis. Yeah.
Wonderful work.
Do we have any public comments on this item?
Chair, I did not receive any request to speak, but I will ask. Sir, would you like to comment on this item? And I see none, Chair.
This item is for
Just-
information. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'd like to make a comment, and I'll just say, as staff liaisons, we really appreciate the subcommittee taking the lead on this. This is what subcommittees are supposed to do. You guys are really ferreting things out, so we appreciate it, and we also appreciated the detailed staff report that you submitted, so thank you.
And we'll give you an update on the next meeting.
Yes, the 3.5 to 4 hour meetings. Yes. Yes, thank you. Now, I say, this item is for information and discussion only. There is no formal action necessary for this item. But we would like it on the next agenda item as well to keep updating on our progress.
So that's the update on the hiking trails again. Okay,
Yes. So
sounds
now-
great.
Now we move on to agenda item number 4, proposed shifting sands landscaping project update for the Parks and Community Events Commission.
Yeah, Chair, Deanna Pressgrove is spearheading this project. It's long awaited. She'll give you an update on where we're at.
Thank you.
How do I get it to full page, Christina?
Bottom right, looks like a
Right there? This one? Thank you. I'm Deanna Pressgrove, your Environmental Conservation and Public Works Manager for the City of Cathedral City, and tonight I am providing an update on the proposed Shifting Sands Landscaping Project update. A little background, the Dinosaur Bridge expansion project, which included the construction of the Dinosaur Bridge, the medians in the surrounding areas, was completed back in 1998. Shifting Sands, which runs parallel to the Dinosaur Bridge, was also part of the expansion project, including the existing roadway. Shifting Sands is not considered a parkway park or an entrance to a trail. It is actually the bridge leading into the Whitewater River channel. There is a portion of that property, and I'll show you in some photos as we move forward, on the street with the curve that has been dedicated as a right-of-way to CVWD for flood channel maintenance access, and I'll show you in a picture. So the city maintains the Shifting Sands Trail right-of-way along Dinah Shore from Whispering Palms to the Whitewater Channel. And here is part of Shifting Sands. Over the years, we have done a renovation project where we removed accumulated blow sand, we replaced the irrigation system, removed dead plants, we installed new plant material, decomposed granite, as you'll see in the picture, and then the decorative rock. The renovation also included the repair and the painting of the block wall adjacent to the Dinah Shore Bridge on both sides. This is just a picture, and this is an older picture. I wasn't able to get out there today to get a good picture to show, but as you see some of the coloration on the wall, we have painted that, repaired the letters. There were also bricks missing around those palm trees, and the irrigation over the years had been damaged, so we replaced that as well. We added more rock and DG. So as you leave Cathedral City and as you exit Cathedral City, it looks a lot better. And one of the directives of City Council in the strategic plan was to work on the entrances and exits to Cathedral City to beautify them and clean them up. So that was one of the projects that we just recently tackled. And the final phase of the renovation project for Shifting Sands is the proposed landscape improvements to the area on the north slope along the bridge. This is a better picture of it. It is a considerable area. As you'll see, over the years, and again, this isn't the most recent picture, but we had to add the gate. There's boulders right there. We've added a few more because we were getting off-roaders that were going back into that area. Some people still walk up there and they cut through the fence and go through the back, and occasionally we have to go and repair the fence. But this area right here would be our last and final phase to renovate. Hold on. So the proposed plan, which was in your packet, this is the drawing to give you an idea of what it would look like from an architect, designer. But the proposed project includes trees, plant material, the DG to match the other side of the street that I showed you, and decorative rock. The decorative rock will be used to stabilize the north bridge slope from wind and rain erosion. The plant material and trees are proposed to be installed on the flatter portion of this area along the CVWD maintenance entrance to the Whitewater River Channel. The estimated budget to complete the project is around $100,000, and staff is currently looking into budget options too, so we can complete this landscaping. So it was brief, but that is the end of my presentation. If you guys have any questions. And as we get closer to starting construction on that, I will update you guys.
Let me add to this too, just so this is a stabilization and beautification project. It's not meant for people to go in there and enjoy it because the channel is technically off limits to people going in there. So it's not to be made as an invitation to go in there. The reason we want the rock and everything, as Deanna stated, we need stabilization on that slope. You can see that there's been erosion there. We need to stabilize it. And the reason we don't put the tree plantings in there is because the trees on the slope actually compromise it. So at the base of the slope, they actually work pretty good. So, and we're putting a few trees in there basically to soften it. So in addition to that, to get the Ramon Road Bridge project off its last stopping point, speed bump, CVWD demanded an access to the channel, and we were basically forced to make sure there's a 40-foot path where the gate is that's 40-foot clear, but it's not meant for pedestrian access at all. And CV Link, when built, will be on the other side of the channel, and that's where people can access it. So just to make those clarifications. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions for me?
So will they put up a fence to keep people away? I mean, because right now you have that chain link fence, which is always cut open and
Yeah, and that's actually the Coachella Valley Water District or CVWD's chain link fence. It's not ours. So they're the ones that maintain that.
Okay. Is there anyone that would like to speak on this item?
Chair Highland, we do have one request to speak. Sir, if you'd go ahead and come up to the podium and state your name and residence for the record.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to pay attention to this today. And thank you for the staff for working on all of this. I still really didn't get the main answer, which was for the reason why the trees were removed in the first place. Because we're doing this project, but that there was already, we're about to spend all that money to basically get it to how it was. So I guess that's kind of the main question that lingers. And I guess for the fact that it's not a connection to the CV link, I guess that's totally fine and acceptable, but either way, the trees cooled down our neighborhood, so that was the main issue, is the climate issue and the tree equity of the neighborhood. So it's, and I believe it really is still a racial issue, because they would not have ever removed the trees if it was a white neighborhood, for sure. There's no doubt about that, because we've seen the pattern over and over again all over the country, and the statistics just do not lie. This is the perfect example of redlining. So I have the pictures here again, just for the record. That is what it used to look like, and this is what we turned it into, supposedly because the homeless people were sleeping under the trees or hanging out there for just a little bit. So this has caused a lot of distress for the people who pass through here every day. It's just very depressing to not have those same trees anymore. And I'm sure you can imagine, all of us that live here, it's just, it was very sad to see the trees go. And it's, like I said, it's very distressing. So final thing, I guess, while I have the time, is since we're not going to be allowed to pass through there to the CV link, eventually when it is built, we need to have some sort of access to the CV link through the bridge. If we were to have like a crosswalk that goes, because the bridge curves that way on it's Dinah Shore, but we're going straight before the bridge starts to curve, and there was already a path there. Even on Google Maps, when you put walking directions that way towards Palm Springs, that's where it tells you to go. You have to like cross the bridge during the curve. So it's very dangerous to cross there. So if we could just work with Palm Springs on getting that, that accessibility to CV Link, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much.
Chair, I do not have any other requests to speak.
Okay. Do we have any comments from the commission? Okay. This item is for information and discussion only. There is no formal action necessary for this item. And that is the last item on our agenda, so we move on to staff comments on the update of the status of Dream Home Park naming efforts.
Chair, we have the poll that was done by Commissioner Jimenez, which got a limited amount of people, but the effort was there. So we have that poll. We also did a mail-out poll, and we received approximately, and we're going to give a complete staff report on this next meeting with the opportunity for the commission to make a decision on names. But we received approximately 20 or 22 other ones that were dropped in the drop boxes or delivered to the city. And then we still have a little more organic project. We're trying to work with the school district at the Agua Caliente School for students to actually throw out names there. But with what we have from Commissioner Jimenez, with what we have delivered by mail, and if we get anything from the school, we will present a staff report to get this item moving along so that you can make a suggestion that'll be forwarded to City Council.
Okay.
And that's my update on that.
Okay.
And then as far as does Deanna, any of our liaisons, Christina, have any other comments you'd like to? We're good, thank you.
Okay. Thank you for working on that. And we're excited to see what's presented next month. Okay, moving on, we now have commissioner reports. Who would you like to go? You presented yours, yes.
We continue to break records at yoga. The new record is now 128 for a total visitors in one day. And also I want to thank Deanna and Ryan for helping me set up the information booth where we gave out restaurant information to people that were visiting from out of town for the Mary Nutter softball tournament. And that's pretty much it.
Can I ask, how did that go? Do you think that's something you want to do?
Oh, we want to do it, yeah. It was so successful.
People have stopped and asked for restaurants
Oh,
and stuff? Good.
so many, and people would say, I went here, here, and here. Some people said, oh, we only went to one place last, like a chain restaurant, because we didn't know it was here. So it was very successful. So thank you for the bags and everything. That was a great thing for engagement.
And thank you for giving up your weekend to do that.
It was awesome.
Okay. Mr. Herrera?
Well, so I missed last meeting, and it feels like it's been forever since I've been here. So it's good to be back. Since we last met, I've been working on the 22K Veterans Suicide and PTSD Awareness event that's going to be taking place at Dennis Keat Park. It came before the commission at our last meeting for a vote for support, and that passed, thank you guys, I appreciate that. Looking forward to putting this event on with the Evening Rotary. I'd like to see about coming back for our next commission meeting. I know we voted to approve the $500 and to have a hydration station supported by the commission. So if I could get something on the staff report.
City Council already approved that project.
To discuss as far as working the station.
Oh, sorry, I preempted. I just wanted to give you good news that the City Council.
I saw that, yeah, which I appreciate. So I just wanted to see about, if I could put that on the agenda for next meeting to discuss.
Okay, I have it down.
That's it.
Go ahead and make sure you send me some kind of staff report, like what you want covered in the staff report, what you want to, like, split up, if you want people time periods that we can put in the staff report.
Of course.
What was the date on that?
Actually, Christina, do we need anything that formal just to get their volunteer time can that be in the commissioner comments to?
We can do it in commissioner comments if we have it already mapped out.
Because it's just a matter of them
Just do a
saying when they're going
consensus.
to be there that day.
And we can also do it via email through Christina too, so if you send
That's
me
true.
what you want
Oh,
covered,
that would work.
and that way we can get on everybody's schedule now.
Better suggestion, we get it done ahead of time so you guys can plan accordingly, but that's nothing that merits really a staff discussion. So you've already, in the staff report, it says that you will be manning it, and how you do that will be, Christina can coordinate it. Do not send emails to each other. Christina will send that out. She does that regularly for the rest of the crew here at the city. So.
Perfect. Okay, I'll get that over to you. Thank you.
Good idea.
Thank you. Mr. Jimenez, welcome back.
Thank you. I'm still working with residents for the naming of the, and I'm going to attend to the next board meeting, but after the next board meeting, I'll be out for 2 months for health issues. So I hope I can see you again soon.
Well, and we send you well wishes. And if you need anything, please let us know. Okay, my report. Something I'm in the information gathering phase is getting all the information to join Palm Desert in becoming an autism certified city, from the city council all the way down to all the commissions. So if you guys have any input on that, please send it my way. It's a pretty simple process, and you go through Visit GPS, but then you get the designation as an autism friendly city for travel, for restaurants. It's very important to families who have family members with autism, and then when they're planning where they want to go and visit, we want to make sure that Cathedral City is an inclusive, welcoming, and well-trained city to handle families with autism and to welcome them with open arms. Like Commissioner Martinez says, we have another Coachella Valley Association of Governments Coachella Valley Conservation Commission meeting. And those are usually 3 to 4 hours long, so we are excited to keep learning and keep pushing this forward. We are so grateful for the commission welcoming us with open arms as we push this through. And then the last thing, working on, thank you so much for including animals in the Veterans Walk, and I have 2 rescues secured that will be bringing animals that veterans can choose to walk with if they'd like, if they want a walking buddy. And if they want to take them home, then we will do reduced adoption fees, because we know that pets help with mental health for veterans, and so we would love everybody to have that. Puppies may not be the best walking buddies, but we'll have some older dogs in there too. So that will be happening at our event, and thank you for that. And then Commissioner Baishu and I are going to work on a clinic for animals here in Cathedral City. Yeah, so that's going to be coming up, but we want to address the overpopulation of pets and the lack of vaccination and microchipping, because so many of Cathedral City's animals are being euthanized at our county shelter, and their owners don't come for them, or their microchip wasn't registered, or they weren't registered to begin with. So really working on that, and that's all I have.
And Chair, before we adjourn, I just want to note that the agenda submission deadline is a week from today on the 12th. So
Okay.
please get that over to us if there's anything else you'd like to add to the next agenda.
Okay. Thank you to our hardworking staff and our commission. And the next Parks and Community Events Commission meeting will be held on April 2nd, 2024. Meeting is adjourned.